Previously on Ballz.
Hi, Chris.
Speaking.
Hi, boss. It's Ballz Radio. How's it going?
Good, thanks, and you?
All right, thanks. How was your physio session? All good?
Yeah, all good, thanks. Sorry I missed you there.
No, not a problem at all, boss. Nice to have a chance to have a chat to you this afternoon. And how did you enjoy the 94.7 yesterday?
Yeah, that was super, actually. It was a bit of a wake-up for me physically. I've been off the bike for a while now, so no, that was it was good. It was great to see so many people out there for such worthy causes.
Yeah, and I believe your esteemed company, Joel Stransky, was saying that he kind of slipped in behind you in your peloton during the course of his double 94.7 yesterday.
That's right. I actually rode with Joel. That was the whole aim of it, was to do the double 94 and to try and raise as much as we could for the Luma Hawk Foundation.
Well, I think a PGA clap is in order for Chris. We haven't spoken to him before, but
thanks, Chris.
Not only for doing that and for such a good cause as well, but we haven't had a chance to speak to you. It's been some time since, but an awesome performance in the Tour de France as well. Really proud of you.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Now, just tell us from a life point of view. First of all, I mean, what was it about? What is it about St. John's boys that have come through that school? Suddenly, so many St. John's boys are making good in different parts of sport and life. What was going on there?
I think that's got possibly a lot to do with their sporting facilities and the fact that they were so open to allowing guys to pursue what they wanted to do on the sports field or wherever it was. For me, out on the road, obviously. Even when I was at school there, it wasn't a problem for me to leave the boarding house with my bike every day, twice a day sometimes, to go out and get the training in that I needed.
Yeah, because I didn't have any specific. I can't think of any, and I might be wrong here, but any of the the really traditional Joburg and South African schools that actually have a cycling program as such.
Yeah, I don't think there are many out there, and. Yeah, that was one of the things while I was at St. John's, is that we started it was very small, but it was still a cycling club, if you like, which is where I first started out riding on the road. So, no, I mean that certainly had an impact on me.
And I think one of the nice aspects amongst all the sort of the talk about the cycling world with Lance Armstrong and so on and so forth is that time and time again in all the reports it's coming out, you guys are shining like a beacon of how it should be. And I was reading again this weekend an article about yourself, Bradley Wiggins, and guys that have achieved in this last Tour de France, basically shining like a beacon against all the other stuff that's been going on, which is really good for the Tour and for cycling in general.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for us, Lance has dragged the sport again and shown people again how bad the sport was in those days. And for me personally, I mean, it's really hard because even now there's a lot of people questioning what we're doing and said, if Lance was doping back then and winning the Tour, then how change? But that for me is personally given me a lot of motivation to show that the sport really has cleaned up, and that over the course of the next few years, I'd like to try and prove that the sport's cleaned up. I'm not going to return any kind of positive tests, or in 5-10 years to come, my results that I have now aren't going to be stripped.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it really has come a long way, and I believe they're leading the way in terms of anti-doping in sports in general.
Yeah. What has it meant, just your performance in the Tour de France for you subsequently? I mean, just how big is it to in one of the toughest and most high-profile sporting events you'll find in any sport in the world? I mean, what does it mean for you to have a Tour de France like this? How much does it change your life and just catapult things in your life to new levels?
I think it's something that's still surprising me, but it's definitely changed my life. I mean, I've had big results in the past, and not to this.
Sorry, Chris, We seem to be losing your signal there. Are you still there?
Okay, yeah, I'm left. Can you hear me?
It's getting a little bit better. Maybe one step to the left or one step to the right will probably be good. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying how the sport, it goes to show how the recent Tour de France really is worldwide, and how many people really do watch the Tour. It's in response to how they...
Chris, I hope you don't mind if we can maybe phone you back. I think it might just be this link is a little bit odd. So can we phone you right back on this number? I think we've lost him anyway. Hey, Chris, how's it? That's better. Sorry, it was just dying a slow death, that signal.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. All right, we kind of got the gist of what you were saying there, and you mentioned sort of 5 to 10 years time, and having a record that you can be proud of, and that there's no danger of you being stripped of anything. One of the things we've been talking about, particularly with our good friend Robbie Hunter here on Ballz Radio, is the possibility or the chances of maybe a Chris Froome teaming up with guys like Rob in time. I know you're still very much part of the Sky team, but that we might see an African cycling team riding the Tour de France one day, with you very much a part of it?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of plans underway for the MTN Quebecer guys next year to head over to Europe and to start making an impact from an African point of view. So I mean, that's really exciting in its own right, and who knows how things are going to go in the next couple of years for them. But if I mean, obviously all the opportunities there for them, and the need is certainly there to have an African team on the pro scene in Europe. So yeah, I think it's now a great window of opportunity for them to show what talent there is from Africa, and there's nothing to say that they won't be there in the Tour in the next couple of years' time.
And I know you obviously have got your commitments with Sky at the moment, but in time, I mean, do you maybe see yourself as part of one of those teams?
It's definitely something I could look at. Obviously now with the goals that I have and the ambitions to go back to the Tour and hopefully be fighting for the yellow jersey, I need to make sure I've got the backing of a strong enough team behind me to look after me there. But yeah, like I said, there's no reason why a team like MTN Quebecer couldn't get themselves to that level. It's a really exciting time for them now.
Yeah, look forward to that.
And Chris, your ties to Africa, we know obviously you're from Kenya and you went to school here, but are your folks still there? Do you come back here very often?
Yeah, I've still got family in Kenya. I've got my father living here in Midrand. So I mean, I do have ties that I love Africa. I love coming back every year. It's a part of the time of the year that I most look forward to, coming back and switching off a bit and just getting stuck into my training here. But yeah, obviously my main commitments lie over in Europe.
Sure.
For the duration of the racing season, I've got to be based over there.
Yeah, and we were just saying to Sharon Laws, we spoke to her earlier on, winning the female section, the ladies section of the 94.7. She was saying training in South Africa as well, if you can get a chance to, which she does. But training over here at our altitude does actually benefit you, from a point of view of racing around the world. Training here is definitely an advantage. That's right.
I mean, I've always found being at altitude has made a huge difference fitness-wise. As much as I'd love to be down in Cape Town, I don't think the same could be said there for the advantages of being at altitude.
Yeah,
But and the same thing with Kenya, really. I mean, every time I go back to Kenya, it's the same thing. I'm up at sort of 2,000 meters there. But unfortunately, the roads there are not as good as the roads here. So I've got to be here.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, I mean, we kind of make a habit of claiming people like Roger Federer, whose mom's a South African, and Chris Froome. We're claiming you as well.
Yes.
Even though you ride for Team Sky, we are claiming you as a South African runner-up in the Tour de France, and hopefully a winner one of these days soon. So, thanks a lot for chatting to us, boss. All the best, and congrats on a really, really good year. And we look forward to catching up again sometime.
Cool, guys. Thanks a lot for the call.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
All right, cheers.
There we go. What a nice guy.
Yes.
Chris Froome, eh?
Yeah. Lovely.
Chatting to us here on Ballz Radio. some comments about, Lance. It does for guys like that, because now everyone starts looking at them, you know. But every cyclist that comments about the Lance thing goes on to say just how refreshing it is that they are clean cyclists like Brad Wiggins and Chris Froome. I've seen it in so many articles. So, you know, where some of the cyclists were questioning Lance from years ago.
Yeah. Well, imagine the red tape that it adds to your life
Eesh.
as Chris Froome.
Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden, everything's
Yeah.
100-fold. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be a complete pain in the ass.
This is Ballz Visual Radio. Darren, Simon, Kate, and John. Weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central African Time. Ballz.co.za.